Good evening. Welcome to my first live for 2021. I'm Gwili with Creations by Gwili. You look at the name, if you're new to my page, and you think, how in the world do you pronounce that? A lot of people call me Gwili. I've been called a lot of different things. My grandkids call me G, so that's okay too. But it's pronounced Gwili, but I answer to pretty much anything. But welcome. If you've been on my page before, you realize we've changed a few things. I'm not going live at noon on Wednesdays anymore. I'm going to start doing Tuesday nights and Friday nights at 6:30, at least for several months. We decided what we wanted to do. I've had so many people tell me that they would like to be able to make a wreath.
Karen Hunter said, hope you had a good time with your kids.
Oh, we did, and what we've counted, it's been like 10 days now, so we guess we're okay with the COVID stuff, but it was really nice to get to see them. Our oldest son and his family didn't get to come at all at Christmas, so we didn't see them, but we did see the littlest ones that we hadn't seen in a year, so we enjoyed that. I hope everybody else enjoyed your Christmas, and you know, hopefully this year things will straighten out pretty quick and we can try to get back to normal. But I've had so many people tell me they wish they could make a wreath and they would like to learn how. Well, you can't just start in and make a beautiful wreath. You've got to have some basics and some foundation. So I thought, and rather than do it once a week, I thought I need to do wreath classes 2 times a week. My goal is by the end of January to have shown you 4, if not 5, simple, easy, inexpensive wreaths that you can make for Valentine's. And then we don't have another holiday probably till Easter, and by Easter we'll be a little more advanced with some of the stuff. But I kind of made some notes, and excuse me if I have to hold it so close. Until I get my cataract surgery, I'm just pretty much blind in one eye. But I wanted to talk about some things. You know, I've made wreaths for several years. I opened my Etsy shop in 2018. That was a step out of my comfort zone, but not near as much as going live. But I feel like if I can help people, show you easy, inexpensive decor and crafts that you can do, a lot of the things kids can do. I had a precious little girl down the street sent me a picture of like 4 gnomes that she made, and she named them all, and that just thrills my heart. If I could do that, you know, I can get past being uncomfortable going live and you seeing my face. But we're going to try to, as we get into it a little bit more, come up overhead a little bit and give you a closer view of what I'm actually doing. But tonight we're just going to talk about the basic tools you need if you want to make wreaths. Now, there will be other tools as we get more into the advanced that may not be a necessity, but might make your wreath making easier for you. I'm going to share with you where I buy my supplies, you know, and all of that. But tonight, pretty much, everything that you see me use, you pretty much can pick up at Walmart or Hobby Lobby. I don't think any of my tools that I'm showing you tonight are over $18. So a lot of them you'll have at home. If it's not exactly what I use, that's fine. Remember, wreath making is just fun, and it's a personal preference. I will show you how I do things. I've watched tons and tons and thousands of videos, and there's some great wreath makers out there. You could take 2 wreath makers and put them in a room and give them each the same supplies, and they're going to make a wreath that looks different. It's because we all have different styles, we all have different ways that we like it. My goal is to just show you what I like to do, show you all the different methods, and then you just practice, you work at it, and you'll tweak things and come up with things that you like. Now, as far as this is strictly wreath making class, if you're interested in Etsy, I'm not doing Etsy classes, but if you're interested in it, I can point you to somebody to go to that you can get that. Okay, we're going to keep it pretty short and basic, but like I said, later in the year, we will go more to advanced and stuff. Now, remember I told you Facebook did not like us to say this word if we were giving away something. Well, I am going to be giving away something every live, at least for a couple of months. So I'm going to try not to say this word. If you see other lives, a lot of times they say sprinkle the page or whatever. I think I'm going to try to use spread the love. Hopefully I don't get put in Facebook jail and forget and say this too much. But what I need you to do is to spread the love and to do this, the little button down at the bottom that says this. You put it on your page and come back to this page and use the words glue sticks, because that's what I'm giving away this week, is a bag of Gorilla Glue Sticks. And to be eligible, you must share the love on your page of this video, come back to this video, use that phrase, glue sticks. Facebook will tell me who did this, my page. And I'll take that phrase and put everybody's name in a basket, and we will draw next live, which will be Friday at 6:30.
Karen says spread the love.
So, yeah, well, good, Karen. I'm sure I know, I saw where Karen had already invited some friends for the live tonight, and I appreciate that. Facebook, even when you comment, when you give me hearts, when you give me thumbs up, Facebook sees that as engagement, and he will show, they're like, well, okay, people like watching her, so they'll show it to more people. So that's important. But you can actually put it on your page and spread the love more than once. Every time you spread the love, your name will go in the pot. So I'll give it until noon Friday. So even if you're watching this on replay, you still can go and put it on your page and spread the love. Come back and use the word glue sticks, because that's what the phrase I'm looking for. Not spread the love, but I'm looking for the phrase glue sticks, so I don't get the weeks confused. Because the giveaway will be something different every week. This week, we're going to talk about, like I said, the basic things. I think, and when you hop on, I know I get on and watch a lot of wreathers, and I don't ever say anything. But I would really appreciate it if, when you hop on to watch, just tell us where you're from. And Ed is going to try to catch some comments and questions especially, and so that I can answer them. But if not, I always go back at the end of every live and try to welcome people and answer any question you've got. So I would ask that for this one that you keep your questions for the tools, because we're going to go through things. Friday is going to be frames. We're going to talk about the different wreath frames and forms that you use, and when you use which one, and what I like to use. And then we're going to do one on ribbon and mesh and signs. So we're going to take it slow to start with. Anyway, tonight I would say your most important thing that you need is a self-healing mat. And that's what I have here. I think I got mine at Walmart. It's good because it's dark on one side and light color on the other side. So that if your mesh is light, you want it with the dark underneath. And mine is a 24 by 18. You can get away with a smaller one if you want to. But if you have one that's just 12 inches and you need to cut your mesh 20 inches, then you're just going to have to do 10 twice. This is a perfect size. And I think it's I believe it's under $15 at Walmart. I'm not sure. But it needs to be self-healing, because you're going to use, the next thing that you need is a rotary cutter. I've got like 4 different ones here. Does not matter which one you get. Now this one you can actually buy different blades. I've used this one with fabric a lot to get the scalloped edges. But I mean, most of these probably are Fiskars. I like Fiskars product. I believe my mat is a Fiskars. It is. So it's just whatever you're comfortable with. The size doesn't matter. You might want to, Hobby Lobby right now, this week, I believe, has their sewing options, their scissors and stuff, half price. You might want to go ahead and pick up a pack of blades, so that that's why I have several, because I'll go to Hobby Lobby to get my blades, and I can't remember what size, so I just buy another one. So, you can't have two. It's kind of like my husband and his tools. You can't have too many screwdrivers. So you can't have too many rotary cutters. They're very sharp. I like the ones that, like this one's a little harder to open and close. In fact, it's been a while. Well, if you push the button down, it's not that hard. But then you have to push it down to close it. Some of these, like this one, this is probably my favorite. It actually pushes the blade down, and then you just push this little button to get the blade to go back in, and you won't cut yourself as much on that. Okay, so these are two things that you almost have to have to make a wreath. Okay, then let me get my notes here. The next thing, scissors. I've got a lot of different pair of scissors. I will tell you, and I'm sure you have scissors at home, don't go run out and buy a special pair. But if you go to the Dollar Tree, they sell these Betty Crocker scissors for $1. And they are just as good as anything else. Your scissors dull as you cut your ribbon that has wire in it. But you pick you up a couple of these and you know, they'll last you a year. And they're just $1. But they are fine for, you don't really want to cut mesh with scissors. And we'll go into that more when we talk about the mesh. That's why you want the rotary cutter. It gives a very clean, crisp cut, not like scissors. But you're going to need the scissors for a lot of other things. Okay, a glue gun. Does it matter? My glue gun is Surebonder. I think I bought it at Walmart. They are some that are expensive, that has their own battery. There's some that's cordless. Doesn't matter about any of that. It's just whatever you're happy with. You may have a glue gun at home. If you've done many crafts, you probably do. If you were going to go buy one, I would not buy a mini one just because you're going to be using it so much probably. And I don't know, you really need to be able to have one that's dual temperature, high and low, because there's a lot of people, and I'm still bad about not using my little finger protectors and burning myself. So if you can turn it down on low, that helps a whole lot when you're gluing little things in wreaths and stuff like that. But you want a full size, I would just suggest, full size, dual temperature. Sometimes they drip. So what I have is just, I've even cut off part of it for something. It's just a silicone mat that I set my glue gun on. I like it because it has this little stand. This one does not drip glue like some of them. As it gets older, it might, but you want one that you can put the regular size glue sticks in. Also, these are nice to have. These are little finger protectors. I think they're both supposed to, I've got several of them, but I keep losing them, but I think these are both made to fit the thumb. But these little silicone, they're actually makeup applicators or something. You actually can get them at the Dollar Tree if you can find them. I have a couple of them, and I may be giving those away too. I've already given away one, I think. But they're really good to be able to hold stuff down. You're not touching it with your fingers. There again, not a have to. It's just nice to have. The glue gun is pretty much a have to in wreath making. Okay. Of course, if you got a glue gun, you need glue sticks. I like the Gorilla glue sticks. This is all temperature, so it works fine when I turn it to low. It works fine when I have it on high. It dries clear, and it just adheres really well. There again, you can purchase this at Walmart. That's the freebie for tonight, a package of glue sticks. So be sure and do this. Get your name in the pot for the glue sticks. Okay, next thing you're going to need wire cutters. My husband has another name for these, but I told him wire cutters sound better. And that's what they do. That's what we use them for. You see these are marked. I stole them from my husband's ton of tools, and he kept grabbing them every time I left them on the table and taking them back out to his shop. So he's got probably 15 pair. So I finally told him this pair were mine. So I marked them with the black thing so that I knew every time he took them, I knew where mine were. But you will need wire cutters. One of the things you have to cut it's another thing that's very important, pipe cleaners. I buy my pipe cleaners from Hobby Lobby. They're called Chanel stems, whatever. I think this is like $3.99, and it's a pack of 140. Now, I have them in all colors. This is probably the color I use the most because I really like the beige things, the rustic, the farmhouse. But as we get into making a wreath and you need to go get pipe cleaners, think about what color you want your wreath to be. But it's always good to have the basics. I'm not sure, I have seen at Christmas time where they have different colors in different bags.
Jeannie says hi.
Hi, Jeannie. So I don't know if they do or not, but you wouldn't have to buy a bag this big. If you want to buy a couple of colors, get your basic colors, your black, your white, your beige. Red at Christmas or Valentine, you can use red. But anyway, you're going to need pipe cleaners. I go through a lot of pipe cleaners. All right, zip ties. Now, you can buy some zip ties. I believe these came from the Dollar Tree. They're only 4 inches. Sometimes you need little bitty ones. Sometimes you need some a little bit bigger. I order mine from Amazon. I get 500, and I usually try to get like 5.5 inch. I would say if you get 5 to 6 inches, then you're good. You just have to cut off more. But you want to make sure you get, because of the different forms, 18 pound. You don't want the big zip ties that the top may show. So 18 pounds is a good as far as the weight. Get whatever size. If you want to get 8-inch size, if that's all you can find, that's fine. You can find them at Home Depot. I don't think Hobby Lobby carries zip ties. Don't remember ever seeing any in there. But the Dollar Tree carries them, Lowe's carries them, Home Depot carries them, Harbor Freight carries them. So just wherever you can find them. I would suggest to do about 6. Either do the 6-inch or the 8-inch for right now. These are really good. The 4-inch when we get into like the tulip wreaths, for those. Okay, staple gun. This is another item I stole from my husband. You're going to need a staple gun, mainly to staple when we get into the different signs. That's how you attach your pipe cleaner. Well, let's just put that there. That's how you attach your pipe cleaners to the back of some signs. Most of your signs are fairly thick. Dollar Tree signs are only like maybe 1/8 of an inch. And a lot of, we'll have to do something else sometimes with if you have a Dollar Tree sign, because your staple will go through to the front of the sign. Always do 1/4-inch staples, because that will hold good and not come through. I actually have, he has another glue gun that I actually like, but it's probably hard to find because we're having a hard time finding staples for it. But he was a contractor, and it's one of those staple guns that where they, back when they would staple your wire to the baseboard and stuff. Is it called something special?
It's a wire gun.
So it actually puts the staple in and then leaves a little loop that I can run my pipe cleaners through. And I use it. But just a regular old staple gun is basically what you need. Okay, wire. I like 26 gauge. Now I've had this silver, oh gosh, for a long time, and it's marked Hobby Lobby for 99 cents, so you know I've had it for a long time. I prefer the silver, but you can also get it now in something like this in the green. But it comes in different sizes, but I like the 26 gauge. This is what you use to attach a lot of your embellishments, flowers and stuff like that to your signs or your grapevines and things like that. So for the things I'm going to show you in the next couple of weeks, except for when we do the one with the sign, would be the only time. All right, now this is a tool that I love, that I use a lot, but it's not a necessity. You don't have to have it, but it's a wood burning tool. got it at Walmart for about $14. It came with several different tips to it. And I don't know if you can see the tip to that, but it's kind of like a chisel or knife or something. It's got a sharp and then it goes down. This keeps your mesh from fraying, and it works better than the Rotary Cutter. Takes longer. You really need to wear a mask if you're cutting. You need to wear a mask if you're cutting burlap, period. But now this poly burlap is how I make my flowers, and I always cut my poly burlap with the wood burning tool. Sometimes my regular deco mesh, I just use a rotary cutter, especially if it's the beige and I want it to have that frayed look anyway. You cannot use the wood burning tool on anything that has jute or cotton in it because it just kind of burns and smells. But it's not a necessity, but if you make mini wreaths, it's definitely worth the $14 investment. And also, you need to, if you use a wood burning tool, you need a glass board to cut it on. I just use this glass, my cutting board is what it is basically. And I put it over, you don't want to use your wood burning tool on your mat because it'll burn it. So you've got to use the glass. You need the glass so that you can see your lines through it. Always use your wood burning tool with the glass thing. And that's pretty much as far as basic tools. Like I said, there are some other things that I use that just kind of make life easier, but they're not a necessity. For sure, you need a mat and a rotary cutter, zip ties, pipe cleaners, wire cutter, wire, did I say scissors? Like I said, a lot of it you'll have it around the house. But the other stuff, it's under $18 on. You can either order it from Amazon or you can buy it at Walmart. Most all this you can buy at Walmart. So that's really all I wanted to cover tonight, other than to explain to you how we're going to go about this wreath class. You had to know the basic tools, and we're going to start Friday talking about the different wreath, because you have so many wreath forms out there, and I'm going to show you a bunch of them. I'm going to share with you where I purchased mine and why I do things the way I do. The next week, I believe we're going to cover mesh, the differences in the mesh and what's good mesh and what's bad mesh. I'll share with you again the places you do not have to have a tax number to order from these places. And one of them, I believe you get free shipping with like $69 order. But we'll talk about the mesh. We'll spend one whole live talking about mesh. And then we're going to talk about signs. Again, I'll share with you where I buy my signs and all the different things about signs. I have started this last year making some of my own signs. And later we'll get into the stenciling and the stencils and stuff like that from Magnolia Designs. But really there's not too many basic tools just to get started. But for sure, you pretty much have to have a cutting mat, something that you can lay your mesh on, use your rotary cutter and cut the mesh. But I use it for my ribbon to measure different things. I'll share with you some fun tools that you can use for cutting ribbon and stuff like that. We'll talk about bows. I own 3 different bow makers, plus I make some bows by hand. But I'll show you how to make the bows and all that. We'll go through all that. But remember, I need you to spread the love. Come back here to this live, put in the word glue sticks. And Friday night, I will have Ed draw a name out of the pot, and I will be mailing someone this pack's been opened, so it'll be another pack of Gorilla Glue Sticks. So that's the freebie for tonight. Did you have something, Ed? I think I covered pretty much everything. I knew tonight would be short. And we'll go over some of this other stuff a couple of times. And remember, my goal is just to teach you some basics and encourage you to experiment
Karen's already put her glue sticks in.
Good. And encourage you to try, because I can tell you right off, my favorite method is the ruffles. I do not like the curls. It looks beautiful for somebody else to do them, but I just personally don't like them. There's not a wrong and a right way to make wreaths. There's different techniques, and then you just need to try the different techniques and see what you like. You may love the curls, and that's fine, but that's all in the thing that we'll talk about making your basic base, because that's the base of your wreath. You can go elaborate, and I'll tell you, the more ribbon that you put on a wreath, the more expensive it's going to be. I also try to keep my wreaths no more than 24 inches because shipping has gotten so high. I don't want my customers paying $50 to get a $70 wreath, and plus I want to keep my costs down so that I can sell those wreaths for $60 and $70. But that's me. If you're making a wreath for yourself, you may want to put tons of embellishments on it. Quality ribbon is expensive. And the more ribbon you have on it, some people put so much ribbon and bows that you don't even see the base. And that's okay if that's what you're going for. Some people make wreaths that are about 6 or 7 inches high. That's okay. You do what you like. I'm just going to give you the basics. And like I said, if anyone is interested in opening an Etsy shop, message me, and I will lead you to where the group that I'm in, Cat's Creations, she does a paid group to where she covers not only just wreath making, but she goes through the whole business aspect of things. She will walk you through Etsy, Instagram, Pinterest, if you're interested in actually making this a business. I realize that a lot of people that have told me they would like to make wreaths right now are just interested in making them from themselves. But it's addictive. Once you get started making them, then you're going to make them and give them away, and then you're going to make them and try to sell them local, and then you're going to realize, okay, well, I've got to reach out a little bit farther than just local.
You're going to end up with a shed full.
Yeah, we just purchased another 8x12. I call it my G shed, because like I said, my grandkids call me G, and this is made by, is it Graceland? So it's got a big G on it, and it's full of supplies. I probably have enough mesh and poly burlap to last 2 or 3 years, but I'll probably buy some more because they're as signs. Oh my goodness, every time I think I'm set for signs, this lady, one place that I buy them, she comes out with these beautiful signs for the next year, and I'm like, well, I gotta have that. So I'm also, I've already ordered some Valentine signs, and the week that we talk about signs, I will be giving away a sign. Okay, do y'all have any questions? I'll give you a few minutes, and for those that maybe hopped on late, we will be doing these lives every Tuesday and Friday night at 6:30. The replays will be up on my Facebook page. They also will be on YouTube. All you have to do when you go into YouTube is just search for Creations by Gwili. You'll be able to see the lives that I did last year, and then all these things about wreath making will be on there too. And I'm going to try to title them all the same thing. Let's make a wreath. And then I'll say what it is. Basic tools. Next week will be wreath forms and things like that. So spread the love. Any questions? We have a little bit of a delay, but if you have any questions, shoot them to me and we'll see. Like I said, if I don't have the answer, I'll find somebody who does.
Karen said, see you Friday.
Good, Karen. Thank you very much. And I hope y'all have a great rest of the week. And my goal is, we did really good, 30 minutes. My goal is 30 to 45 minutes to keep it. Not that I don't want to talk to y'all, but I will go back and visit with you in the comments. But this was just basic tools, so next week won't be very long either. And then, like I said, my goal is by the end of January, you could have made 4 wreaths to either give away or put on your front door. They're different. They're all different. You may like one better than the other, but we'll go through the steps of all of them. So y'all have a good rest of your week, and I will see you Friday at 6:30 Central Time. Thanks. Bye.